Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. My name is Daniel Siduli. I'm a program coordinator at Privacy Rules. And for today's Privacy Espresso, we're joined by Samantha Hogg, who is owner and managing director of GinjaNinja. Welcome, Samantha.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Great. Today, I will start by asking, you recently published a really nice article, and we wanted to explore this a bit further. So my first question is, why are people distrusting companies? And can you describe the current situation in South Africa?
Sure, yes, I can. So the cycle of distrust is not really pertinent just to South Africa, but it's across the globe. I think that the pandemic has made us realize that anything and everything is possible. Fake news, the rise of social media and the fake news within that, and the general distrust of media as well as companies have made brands and consumers worldwide distrustful. And in South Africa, we're no different. We have bigger challenges too with our economic situation, our political situation, our crime, our unemployment. And so you can imagine that the cycle of distrust here is also immense because there are people feeling like they've got nobody to trust and no reason to trust. And as I say, it's exaggerated here, but I think that worldwide, you know, it's probably similar in varying degrees.
I understand. Thank you very much. Well, and then a follow-up question. How can companies effectively tackle such general distrust sentiment? And why is PR the better tool to use as opposed to advertising on social media?
So yeah, probably the best way to answer this is that you can't advertise your way out of a crisis, can you? You need honesty, you need integrity, you need to authentically convey messages to the audiences, to your consumers. You need to educate them, and you need to do this consistently. And as I say, I think the authentication is the most important thing for me. If there's authenticity in your comms and it's consistent, people will start to believe what they read. And the only way you do that effectively is through PR, because PR, while it doesn't doesn't represent what the brand looks like, it does represent what the brand stands for. And in that, I mean, you know, data privacy, those kinds of things, much like social media, I mean, nobody trusts anybody. There's been data breaches, there's companies are not, you know, addressing and educating on how to help consumers protect themselves and how they are helping consumers to protect themselves. And those kind of messages and the responsibilities that lie within, the values that lie within those kinds of businesses really comes from a consistent strategic PR campaign. So I'm passionate that if you can invest in your brand and the communication of your brand, and it covers the areas of not just values and personality and vision, but also you are safe with us. You can trust us, not only with the service we provide you, but with your information that you give to us. Because the paradox that we are living in now is that as much as the cycle of distrust is growing, digital life is increasing, and we actually are more and more and more online. Yet people don't trust. So it's not just about the technology. And I mean, I have two cybersecurity clients, and they said that on average, most companies are only covered 15% when it comes to cybersecurity, which is a scary thing. So they have a responsibility to make sure the information that they, you know, glean from their online presence with their consumers is safe. But they also have a responsibility to educate. And PR is probably, you know, the two things. I've been doing this for 31 years, and the two things I always look at is awareness and education. And those two things need to be done from, you know, from all aspects, including data privacy, and then from a PR perspective.
Thanks. And it's really interesting you address awareness and education, especially in the context of trust. I guess this will be pivotal for every sort of company from now onwards. And now to my last question then. So where to next for those who already use PR as a strategic tool? And what other elements can be used to address the cycle of distrust?
Big thing is, obviously, as I said earlier, you have this responsibility as a business. So you need to make sure that you are addressing the privacy, for example, on data privacy, the privacy needs of your clients. You need to make sure you're addressing them, but you need to make sure you're communicating them with the clients as well. If you are already using PR and you've got the education and awareness going really well, the thing now is that consumers want to believe in the brands they engage with and that they consume with and they spend their money. They want to believe in them. So they want to know, and particularly you look at the millennials and the Gen Zs, they are intolerant and they question and they want to know, what do you stand for? Who are you? And that level can be addressed through PR, but it can also be addressed through looking at becoming a business with purpose. Now, business with purpose is actually more prevalent in Europe, and you see it in companies like Tom's. But here it's not as prevalent, and I'm passionate about looking at how you can become a business with purpose. If you care, if you look at your expertise, and you see that you are really good, and you know that you're an engineering company or a software company, how can you make a lasting, continued impact on a society? So I have quite a few digital payment clients, for example, and financial inclusion is a major issue in this country. We have in excess of 11 million people that are unbanked or underbanked. And these people need help, but guess what? They need financial literacy first. So if we can get digital payment companies to become businesses with purpose, who run financial literacy courses, and they actually take it off their bottom line and it becomes a line item in the budget, and the purpose is driven from the top, that can only change how they see your company. If you see somebody who cares about the financial literacy of women across Africa, which is a huge issue, we have so many female-headed households and businesses, and these women are not educated. So if you offer financial literacy that is free to them and is a line item in your budget, surely your consumers are going to start trusting you more because they can see that you care. So, I would say that if you have got PR, look at how you can take it to the next level. Remembering though that the awareness and the education is still so important, but that you could make a difference from the top line, because PR is always seen as a cost center. We're not a profit center, and that's the reality of things. However, if you had to become a business for purpose, I think it could change so much, for that business. So that's the one way of doing it. And of course, the other is realize that data privacy will lose you clients. We've had quite a few locally. We've had big companies have data breaches. You lose trust in them. And what I've seen of the new generation of consumers, they're not brand loyal. So if you're not going to cover yourself, it's almost not if you're going to have a data breach, it's when. Yeah. So put the technology in place, address it with your clients, address it with your consumers, your partners, your audience, and educate them as well to be careful and to know, so that if they see you addressing things, they're less likely to react as negatively when it does inevitably happen.
Thank you so much for today. And to conclude this, I would give the audience the perspective of this. So GinjaNinja has joined Privacy Rules under the Cyber Crisis Communication Program, which basically includes public relation expertise, such as what you heard just right now, and puts it together in a complementary way to legal expertise and cybersecurity expertise to basically cover for all needs of data privacy and data protection. So thank you so much for today, and we look forward to have other kind of occasion and opportunities to explore other interesting fields of communication that relate to cybersecurity more and more. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.